Hello everybody, this is the Nth Apple, and this is a guide to the Tam-Tara Deepcroft dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, which is located in the bottom southern part of the Central Shroud, past the Galvanth Spire. So you're going to get that in here. There's going to be two types of enemies, level 13 magic bones and level 12 fireflies. You can farm them if you want, but by the time you get to the right level for this quest, which is 16, you shouldn't really be on them. They don't really give you enough experience. Now keep in mind, if you're using Duty Finder here and you go AFK, you may get aggro by them, so be careful. So you talk to Hugemount, right? He tells you why it's locked off, yada yada yada. You meet the strict requirements for it. You click OK, you keep clicking, and then he will tell you about entry into it. He'll give you his, like scripted NPC version, and then it will tell you you need to be level 16 and you need to be at a certain point in Fire in the Gloom, it's a main story dungeon, so you have to be, far enough along the main story to get into the dungeon. If you're over 20, you get synced, no problem. So you're going to go in the duty finder, the wee magnifying glass in the lower right there, and you're going to register for the duty. You need 2 DPS, a tank, and a healer for this dungeon. So keep that in mind. You'll probably be waiting for a while. If you're a healer, you should be fine, but anybody else, you're usually here for a while. So you're going to join it, and then the first enemies you're going to meet are the Varets. They're like Lancer zombies. You may have fought them or something that looks like them before if you did the guild leaves for them. So you're going to go right down here. So first of all, you're going to drop down the stairs here and see 2 fleshfly swarms. Let the tank go in front of anything. I'm going to presume you've not done a dungeon before. This is your first time seeing a video for one. The tank attacks first. The one he's attacking, attack it so you don't pull aggro off it. And the healer, do not heal everybody 100% all the time or you will get aggro. Now, you're going to be able to enjoy this tank a couple of times throughout this video because he's kind of stupid and he sort of takes his time. So you're going to go left down this corridor and it's going to be 2 carrion beetles and a fleshfly swarm. Once again, let the tank go in, get their aggro. I don't know why I did that there. Get their aggro, then just finish them off. And it's the Varret, that was who it was. Okay, so it's carrion beetle, fleshfly swarm, Varret. Then you're going to go down the stairs again and it's going to be 2 carrion beetles. And then on your left is going to be your first optional treasure coffer room. So carrion beetles won't pose any threat to your party. Finish them off, nobody's business. Once that's done, you're going to be in this room with 2 croft lights. They do a lot of damage. It's a ranged magic attack. Please do not get their aggro if you're the healer. You'll die and the rest of the team will probably die too. So after it, you're going to get the treasure coffer and it's going to give you 4 Alligan tin pieces. It's about 50-50 for treasure coffers. They may or may not. Some of them give you Alligan tin pieces, some of them give you gear, and the one that you get at the end of the dungeon will always give you good gear, which either pass, need, or greed. In here, there's going to be 2 Varets, Lancers again. As always, they do a good bit of damage, they have a good bit of health, but no problem as long as your tank's doing his job properly. Which this one really didn't, guys. He really didn't. So this treasure coffer also gives you 4 Alligan tin pieces. So you deal with them, you get that. You can sell them, maybe they'll appreciate in value. I've never really had a use for them. Okay, these purple barriers, you pass this, there's a time limit. They will lock, and if the rest of your team's behind it, you're all going to get locked. They're going to get locked out and you're going to die. So you got your 2 gravediggers and your Dalman priest. The gravediggers don't have that much health, but have they're sort of annoying with ice attack, the same as the jailer imps, which I'm pretty sure does freeze you. I don't know if it's the same effect, but it can interrupt some of your abilities. So I'd target them first and then get the Dalman priest. So as soon as your tank goes for an aggros, then you've got the void soul counter. High damage, high health. Be careful. I made the mistake of getting his aggro first here. Do not do that. He's also got a cone-shaped attack, area of effect attack. That's what it's called. It does a good bit of damage, but is a good bit of warm up to it. So as long as you sidestep it, strafe out of the way, avoid it, you should have no problem with it at all. After that, you'll just right click on the cultist orb and then that's it. That will be that one disabled. You'll also get a treasure coffer, and this one does indeed have loot. So you either need, greed, or pass. At this point I was high enough leveled where I didn't need to get the gear, but most of the better gear will appear from dungeons. There's then going to be 2 Deepcroft Mightlings here, and in here an Akmena Groundsman. Let your tank go first because he's usually coming out and he does a good bit of damage, and he's got like the soul counter. He's got an area effect attack out in a cone shape, but he does not have as much health as the Lancer Akmena, so It's no problem taking them out really. Of course the tank didn't sidestep. Then you're going to have a Fleshfly Swarm and 2 Carrion Beetles, and then these guys, the Akmena Varlets. They're the ranged, the sort of lightning attack. Please let him walk past first before you get their aggro. He didn't take long enough, and then he ended up aggroing on us. Now, his attack's ranged, but he always seems to run towards you anyway, so you won't have to really get out of the way in order to kill him. So you shouldn't have too much trouble with that. Then you've got your room on the left here, and then room on the right that I'm walking towards now. Go to the left one first. It's an optional coffer room. It's got 2 croft lights and a Mightling. I went in here, I pulled all 3 of these Mightlings, right? I brought them back, my entire team died. I wasn't thinking, but yeah, that's a thing. Don't do that. Pick one room, everyone go to it. Don't split up, because you'll all end up pulling out too many mobs, too much aggro, and then you'll all die. So in this room is that Mightling there, and 2 croft lights. Then you get another treasure coffer with gear in it. So then you're going to go through all the way back to the room that I just pulled the Mightlings out of. Yay, now we don't have to do that. You missed all this, but everyone died. Bar like the healer, somehow. So then you're going to go through this room, and I think it's a right, I believe. You take a right, and then you're going to get to another sealed room. Oh yeah, there's a treasure coffer as well, but it gives elegant tin pieces. No, it gives gear. It gives gear, I think. Yes, it was gear, I was right. Yes! So once again, depending on what level you are, if you're redoing dungeons, the gear's not really going to be much use to you. So you're going to go through and you're going to get another sealed door. This time it's going to be 3 Gravediggers and a Dalman Priest, and then another Void Soul Counter. So as usual, aggro the Gravediggers, take care of them first, get to the Priest, take him out, and the Soul Counter, let your tank him, let him take care of that, and then just once again right click, interact, deactivate the orb, and you get a treasure coffer with some gear in it. This tank was just awful. He just took so much time doing everything. It was painful to watch. So then you're going to deactivate the orb, get the treasure coffer, and then you've got 2 Yarzon feeders here. There's these 2, and then 4 more, and that's it for this dungeon. They don't do that much damage. Their attack range is sort of limited, and they have no magic attacks, which is good. So once again, attack the one your tank's attacking, and you'll be killed with them. You'll be done with them in no time. Be done with them. Silly bastards. So you're going to go down, and there's 2 fleshlight swarms here. Jesus Christ, fleshlight swarms, and the groundsman. Don't aggro the swarms. We aggroed the swarms. It was kind of annoying, because the groundsman does do damage. Then you're just going to get the Yarzon feeders. Can we just ignore that fleshlight comment, please? The Yarzon feeders, let the tank, once again, when he actually decides to bother his arse to take them out. Yep. Just like that, if you wouldn't mind too much. There you go. There you go, mate. So you're going to go in here, and there's going to be 2 Akmena Varlets, the ranged magic type, and an Akmena Groundsman, and then to the right is the Yarzon feeders. I find it best to try pull one of them, use the Groundsman, take him out, and then get the ranged magic ones, because, you know, if you're trying to take care of the Groundsman while you're taking care of him, where they're attacking you, that's going to be pretty annoying. So straight ahead's a room, optional treasure room with 2 croft lights, and to the right is a way to the next part with 2 Yarzon feeders. So just to show you here, 2 Yarzon feeders, don't go here yet. You go straight through the room behind me, and there's 2 croft lights, and then an optional treasure chest. Now, the chest is there, someone got it. I thought it had disappeared when we were done with these guys, because it was gone here, but some wee shit just went in while we were fighting and took it. Don't know who it was. I'm probably going to say, who did I have here? The tank, the healer, me, and I don't know who the other DPS was, probably a Thaumaturg or an Arcanist or somebody. Whoever it was, they're a wee shitling for doing that. So then you're going to go and you're going to take care of the Yarzon feeders, as simple as the other 2. They do basically no damage. You'll be fine, you'll be fine. So then you light the tank. Oh god, this guy just, he's so bad. Then you're going to get another blocked one. Now, crossing this one, you need to kill, after you go through here, you can't go back. It's just this bit here in the room to the left. 2 Akmena Groundsmen and Akmena Varlet, the Lancer one, and the ranged magic one. So yeah, try wait until when they're on their patrols, maybe one of them gets a bit further back to finish them off. And you're going to go through this room on the left. You can't get through the sealed barrier. You need something called the Cultist Rosary, which you'll pick up from this room over here. So I'm assuming it was his first time in this dungeon, because he just starts fucking around. which is kind of irritating, which I tell him so. So we go through here, and I believe there is more Ackmena. No, there's two Ackmena varlets and a groundsman in here, as usual. So you finish them off. There is no treasure chest in here, just the rosary. So you go up, the tank will take care of them. Always finish the groundsman and then the varlets, because if you get distracted, the groundsman's big area of effect attack will do damage. Don't even know what's called, that area of cone effect? I don't know. So you're going to go through, you're going to right click on the barrier, and you're going to use the rosary. And then we're going to sit back here and we're going to appreciate just how silly this tank is. Just how silly he has been. So I use this. We're saying, pull the group in the right. Now, I've only done this dungeon 3 times, so I'm not actually sure if you can pull specific groups in their own because they're so close together. But we're at least telling him to, and he just takes so long. So you're going to see here, he says for me to go. He wants me, the DPS, to try tank six monsters. So we're telling him, go to the right. Go to the right. Go on there, son. See, look, he says, go Apple. Go on, lad, I believe in you. It's alright. They're your friends, they're not going to hurt you. He hesitantly walks up. Yep. Look at the poise, the finesse. His ass is actually shaking, it's glorious. And he just stops in front of them. And they just ignore him. Then he jumps up and down to get their fucking attention. That's somehow going to aggro them. And then he remembers to use his abilities. And he pulls all 6. I love this bit. And you're going to get another void soul counter, kill him. And you're going to disable these 2 orbs. This is a new party. Okay, this was recorded after, like with a different group, because the boss battle lagged too much and I couldn't. So then this bridge is going to come up. And then I'm going to raise the question of why we had to come here in the first place, because this guy seemed to have been sealed away, Galvanth the Dominator, and we released him. I don't know why. We seem to have... We're dickheads like that. Do not let anybody skip a cutscene and run on ahead, because depending on the length of the cutscene, that means the rest of your party could be locked out, and then, well, they're locked out. You're locked out. They're locked in there with him. You're going to feel the thing because they won't unlock. And then, yeah, you fail the dungeon, and then it looks stupid. So he looks sort of like Cthulhu / Squidward. Oh, look at the way the tentacles just undulate. So his primary attack is a water attack, which he chains on whoever aggroes him. This tank here is capable as fuck. This isn't the shitty one. So he's got 3 phases, but he's not on the first phase yet. So just seeing the water attack here does quite a bit of damage, but the healer's got a head on, so we're alright. So healer just stays out of range. The first phase, he'll summon an imp, which makes him invulnerable, and also heals him. You have to destroy the imp to once again make him vulnerable. Just don't keep attacking him, it will do nothing. Okay. His second phase will be when he summons magic skeletons, a Mytilene, and another imp. So get the imp and ignore them. Even ignore them in general. Just keep on attacking him. He also has an AoE attack. It does paralysis. Do not let your healer get caught in this, because if the healer gets caught in this and then gets aggroed, they're gonna die, and they can't come back. And that's everything. That's all you need to know to kill this guy. So I hope you enjoyed this little guide to the dungeon. It's the first time I did this. If this gets a good feedback, good response, then I will do more of these. I enjoy doing this, I'll admit. This has been the Nth Apple. I hope you enjoyed this review guide, and as always, have a good day. Shit-eating grin there.